Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is our pleasure to welcome everyone in class today. Our beloved lecturer, Madam Hilyati, and to all of you, my fellow friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Aishah Binti Jamaludin, number matric 19204044. Today, our group, I will present a new topic in this subject. It is about interpersonal relationship. Miscommunication is one of the reason relationship become bad and can be misunderstood by everyone in daily dealings between you work in a large organization or a small organization. We will all work with other human beings, and we inevitably have a variety of emotion, as well as with the comparative diversity in the workplace, the ability to develop good interpersonal relationship. And interpersonal relationship is basically social association, connection or affiliation between two or more people. Interpersonal relationship can develop in various instances between immediate friends, member, and relative, between a child and his or her parents, between people who work together in organization, or those working in teams. Therefore, we will present on how to solve these constructive tips to receiving constructive feedback, effect of giving constructive feedback, and so on. I pass to my friend Naja to the next presenter. Thank you.
And Assalamualaikum. So my name is Naja Shahida binti Muhammad Yusof. Matric number I19304288. So I will explain about the Johari window model. Why it's called Johari window model? So it's called Johari window model because American psychologists Joseph Love and Harry Ingham developed this model in 1955. The idea was derived as the upshot of the group of dynamics in University of California and was later improved by Joseph Love. The name Johari came from joining first two names. This model is denoted as feedback or disclosure model of self-awareness. This model is used to enhance the individual's perceptions to others. This model is based on two ideas. Trust can be acquired by revealing information about you to others and learning yourself from their feedbacks. Each person is represented by the Johari model through 4 quadrants of Windows pane. Each 4 windows pane signifies personal information, feelings, motivation, and whether that information is known or unknown to oneself or other in 4 viewpoints. So this is the Johari window model that I will explain to you guys one by one with example as well, so you guys can be more understand about this model. The Johari is represented as common windows with 4 panes. 2 of these panes represent self and the other to represent the part unknown to self but to others. The information transfers from one pane to the other as the result of mutual trust, which can be achieved through socializing and the feedback got from other members of the group. First, we look at open self area or arena. Here the information about the person His attitude, behavior, emotion, feeling, skills, and view will be known by person as well as by others. This is mainly the area where all the communication occurs, and the larger the arena becomes, the more effectual and dynamic relationship will be. Feedback solicitations is a process which occurs by understanding and listening to the feedback from another person. So this way, the open area can be increased horizontally, decreasing by the blind spot. The size of the arena can also be increased downward, and thus by residing hidden and unknown areas through revealing one's feelings to another person. Second, blind self or blind spot. Information about yourself that others known in a group but you will be unaware of it. Others may interpret yourself differently than you expect. The blind spot is reduced for an efficient communication through seeking feedback from others. And the third is hidden area. Information that is known to you but will kept unknown from others. This can be any personal information you feel reluctant to reveal. This include feeling, past experience, fears, secret, and more. We keep some of our feelings and information is private as it affects the relationships, and thus the hidden area must be reduced by moving the information to the open areas. And the last one is unknown area. The information which are unaware to yourself as well as others. This includes the information, feelings, capabilities, and talents. This can be due to traumatic past experience or event which can be unknown for a lifetime. This person will be unaware till he discovers his hidden qualities and capabilities or through the observation for others. Open communication is also an effective way to decrease the unknown area and thus to communication and effectively. I give you an example. Alia got a job in an organisation. Her co-worker knows a little about her, and in this context, the unknown and hidden areas will be larger, and the open area will be small, as the others don't know much about her. The blind spot also be smaller, and the model be as shown in figure 2. Spent the most of her free time sketching in the office, which was her preferred pastime, and her co-worker found that her very shy. With that evaluation, she got the idea how she was and tried to be more talkative and interacted more with the other co-workers. This helped her to increase her open area and thus making the hidden and unknown area smaller, like figure 3. Through the feedback Alia got from her co-worker, she could perform well in the office and her real capacity could be obtained as a result of an effective interaction among the college. Well, that's all from me. I will pass to another member. Thank you.
Back to my turn to present about large open arena. Large open arena is an important thing in the Johari window. In general, large open arena consists of disclose and feedback. It's the main things in an organisation and high reliability among the organisation that provides a comfort and good behavior in an organisation, as well as feedback is an element that must exist because feedback will minimize blind spot. The meaning here is feedback is a person who is the only and who does not know, while others know about something info. Therefore, if an organization minimize blind spot, then there will be a maximum in the open arena. Further, disclose is when a person disclose information to others in the organization. Then the organization has maximized the open arena and minimized the hidden area. Hidden area is the state of someone in an organization who knows info and others do not. Is to effect the open arena, blind spot and hidden area. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I am the next presenter. My name is Nur Aishah Binti Jamaludin. My matric number I19103499. So I will explain about feedback. So what is the feedback? Feedback is a giving information in a way which encourage the recipient to accept it, reflect on it, and learn from it, and hopefully make change for the better. I also think that being able to give a feedback is a skill that all individuals need to master. So feedback have three main point idea. The number one is tip for delivering constructive feedback. Number two is tip for receiving constructive feedback. And the last one is effect of giving constructive feedbacks. I will explain it one by one. So we go first to the tip for delivering constructive feedback. So number one is communicate currently. What is the communicate currently? Communicate currently is you always have the mindset that yes, I am here to assist. That means affirm that the message and feedback is something very important, and therefore the information need to be shared with the receiver in a positive way. Number two is balance feedback with a praise. That means feedback is usually given to inform about the situation which need to be corrected. But however, you need to be professional to informing the receiver in a sincere way about the good thing that she or he has done. Number three is allow for the two-way conversation. That means in a giving feedback, we see the thing from the only one perspective at a time, but you need to allow the others audience to share feedback also. So you need to have a two-way conversation. And number four is provide specific suggestion. That means as you tell the receiver that what she or he doing is incorrect. That means you give a specific suggestion on how to rectify or improve the situation. Number five is ask permission. Ask permission is do ask and seek if the receiver is currently free to talk. This is very important as a person who is engaged in another project or job would not be able to absorb the feedback which you are about share with them. And then number six is be specific. That means focus on the matter or issue which you intend to discuss only and not the other matters. And then number seven is be timely. That means give feedback immediately as you spot the mistake committed by the person. This will allow him or her to recall the matter better and clearly, avoiding the situation in the future. And then the last one is pick the right place. That means identify a place which does not have much interruption and ensure the feedback is done is done and in private. So the next point is tip for receiving constructive feedback. So being the receiver of the feedback is sometimes not a situation that we comfortable for it. So this is the tip for receiving constructive feedback. The tips for receiving constructive feedback is number 1, listen with a positive mindset. That means the feedback is meant to ensure that you do not repeat the same mistake again. That means if before this you do something that wrong or incorrect, so just listen and make just open-minded about it. Just listen in a positive way, so after this you do not do the mistake again. And then number 2, the person who is giving the feedback care for you. That means if he or she does not care about you, they will not go to trouble to talk with you. That means if somebody not care about you, so they will not share or giving their feedback to you. They want to give their feedback to you because they want you to be a better person. Number 3 is clarify and never assume. That means if you are not sure that what have been said, or you do not understand what is being discussed, ask immediately to clear the air. Make sure you 100% understand what they said to you. And then number 4 is agree to disagree politely. That means if you disagree with any of the matter being said, be humble and polite and bring it up and discuss the situation in positive way. Alright? Next is effect of giving constructive feedback. So constructive feedback is feedback which is delivered with suggestion, positive word and idea on how improve a situation. Therefore, the effect of constructive feedback are mostly positive reaction as follow. Number 1 is responsible and mature employers see the thing differently. That means responsible and mature employers will definitely complete a task to the best for their capability. Okay, number 2 is motivated employers will go the extra mile to complete a job. That means whenever a manager gives feedback and it's considered as a constructive feedback by the employees, that means the recipient, he or she will be appreciated as the manager is aware of what he or her task is. This will increase the person's job satisfaction and it will encourage the employers to go beyond what is expected of him and her. She or he will go the extra mile to get the new information and more skill, as well as work extra hard and extra hour for the organization. And then number 3 is employers are encouraged to try new things. That means in order for the organization to be able to compete with other competitors, the organization has to constantly revive and upgrade the product or service of this organization. The last one is people care and knowledge expansion. That means an organization with practice and welcome constructive feedback from everyone in the organization will create positive work environment. This is because everyone is allowed to give feedback for the better of the organization. This is also encourage everyone in the organization to care and learn and constantly be curious about the other in an organization are doing. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shaidatul Athirah binti Aziz, matric number I19204042. Next, I will continue about the next presentation about the topic interpersonal relationship. The next part is about disclosure. Firstly, I will explain about the meaning of disclosure. Disclosure, or we call disclosing, can happen when a person give a piece of information willingly. That means you are intentionally releasing information which is to be kept secret or which is to be kept confidential. That means it's happened when someone ready to share information or secret about herself or himself to anybody that he know. That means this situation only can be done if the person feel very confident or comfortable sharing the information with other. That means, example, me, work at the place and I have a friend and I feel comfortable or confident to share the secret or about myself to my friend that I know. Okay, I will give 2 examples about disclosure. First, such information are a person's disability or a person's behavior. That means kita berkongsi maklumat mengenai kecacatan kita ataupun tingkah laku buruk kita. That's happen when we can share about that. When we feel we can share those things if we feel people around us will better understand us or be closer to us because of the lack of it. Maksudnya, kita boleh berkongsi kekurangan kita kepada orang lain jika kita berasa orang lain akan menerima, lebih memahami diri kita dan kekurangan kita dan lebih untuk dekat dengan kita. And the second example is in the context of organization setting would be information of the marketing strategy of the latest product which the manager need to keep secret until and unless the top management has agreed on all the team and conditions of the product. That means we can share about the latest product where we work. If a manager at the company we work are ready to release about the product, that we can share information about it. That means bila kita bekerja dekat satu pejabat ataupun tempat kerja tu, untuk orang atasan kita mengeluarkan satu produk dan produk tu memang akan dikeluarkan dan kita bekerja di bahagian tersebut, maka produk tu yakin akan dikeluarkan, maka kita boleh berkongsi kepada the part of kita punya partner dekat rakan sekerja kita tentang maklumat tersebut. That mean the example of disclosing pendedahan yang kita boleh buat kepada pendedahan yang kita boleh dedahkan kepada maklumat pendedahan yang kita boleh dedahkan. But second example have a conditions. That mean all the detail of finalize the management give the consent for the announcement to be made to the employers. That mean the manager then disclose and can share the information with all employer to ensure that they are aware of the new product. Maknanya kita boleh berkongsi maklumat tersebut untuk pekerja lain alert dengan produk yang akan baru dikeluarkan. Benda tu dibolehkan untuk melakukan pendedahan. Next, I will continue about the next part is about advantage of disclosure. That has many advantage about when we do a disclosure, but I shared the 3 important advantage about the disclosure. First, advantage of disclosure is allow a person to know about herself better. That means when a person discloses information to other, especially about himself, it show that he or she is aware of himself and very comfortable with who he is, and he or she accept himself for what he is, and this allow to himself to focus rather than worry about how to keep the information secret. That means when you share secret to other, you can feel comfortable or confident to face to your friend, and you you will not worry when you have a secret about it. Then people who know and understand about yourself, themselves, better would be the great team player. As those people need to appreciate and understand other people feeling and emotional too. That's mean when your friend know you about your information and secret, that will make you they will make they understand you, and you and your friend can be a good team player because you and your friend understand each other. Next advantage about disclosure is build confidence and trust in self. That means the ability to disclose information also portray that a person has a high confidence level. People with high confidence level are now a risk taker who will go far to the career. This is because people with those characteristics are people who will wash out the concern should any challenge arise. That means you will see, kita boleh lihat pada zaman sekarang, kita tengok banyak orang yang dia tak yakin pada diri sendiri atas kelemahan dia sendiri. Sebabkan ada di sekeliling dia yang selalu macam contohnya seperti body shaming. That you benda yang tu berlaku membuatkan seseorang tu dia putus asa ataupun tidak boleh bina confidence dalam diri dia. Jadi bila kita beritahu pendedahan pasal diri kita dan kita bagi tahu pada mereka, mungkin benda tu boleh akan bina keyakinan yang tinggi dalam diri kita. Sebab buatkan bila orang dah tahu, kita akan lebih yakin dengan diri kita dan confident. Bila orang yang confident ni, dia boleh melangkah lebih jauh dan pergi lebih jauh daripada orang lain. Third advantage about of disclosure is a build stronger bond with a teammate, iaitu boleh bina kekuatan yang dengan kuat dengan kumpulan yang kita kumpulan kerja kita. That means self-disclosure allow a person to share information due to the trust which he or she has. Therefore, chance for a relationship to bloom and be strengthened is high. That means kita buatkan kelebihan kita akan dapat adalah kita akan dapat bina kekuatan, iaitu bina hubungan yang kuat dengan tim kita. Bila kita dah tahu maklumat tentang diri masing-masing, iaitu kepercayaan kita dan relationship tu akan, hubungan tu akan meningkat dan bina dan menjadi kekuatan yang kuat antara masing-masing. Next about the disadvantage of disclosure. Bila tersebut tentang sesuatu benda, ada satu perkara itu ada kelebihan dan ada juga kekurangan. I will share two information about disadvantage of disclosure. First, information which is being shared may not be well received. Maknanya maklumat yang kita sampaikan tu tak diterima dengan baik. That means the may lead to wrong impressions being formed between the two parts, iaitu two partner when share about it, and resulting tu will make a conflict or misunderstanding. Maknanya benda yang kita sampaikan tu tak diterima baik oleh pendengar kita. That will help a conflict or a misunderstanding. I will give example. That mean project. Okay, manager give you a project and you share that project or product release to your friend, and your friend jealous about you because they don't know and only you know about it. So that situation will make conflict or misunderstanding about it. And next, disadvantage of self-disclosure is that this information which is being disclosed and shared, especially negative information, may be used again to the person. Maknanya kekurangan yang kedua ni adalah information yang kita sampaikan tu sekurang-kurangnya kita sampaikanlah maklumat yang baik kepada orang lain, sebab kita tak tahu orang yang di sekeliling kita itu boleh terima ataupun tidak, ataupun suka kita ataupun tidak. That means when you share the negative information, they may be use you to against you. That means when you work to the same part, when you work at the place or office, when you work at the place and you will get some project and your friend not get it, so they jealous to you and you share the bad information about yourself to her, and she jealous to you and she tell to everybody or everyone about your bad, so they will make you down or something else. If the advantage if you share negative information. Okay, that's all for me about the disclosure, one of the part of interpersonal relationship. The next part I will give to my next friend about the literature review. Sekian daripada saya. That's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon to madam and everyone. My name is Hafiz Bin Rosli. My number matric is I19204040. First of all, let me thanks to all of you for coming here today, and Selamat Hari Raya Maaf Zahir dan Batin to all Muslims. As you can see on the screen today, I am going to share about my topic, which is literature review and case study. For general knowledge, a leader needs to have a good behavior compared to his employers and be able to accept the views of all his employers so that the organisation is always keep consistent in any situation. For the literature review, I will share about Rosita's problem in managing her department. My topic is blunt and straightforward Rosita. Blunt and straightforward Rosita. Rosita is a manager in the Human Resources Department. She has a team of 7 employees to assist her with the training activities for the organisation. Rosita is a boss who is very insensitive to other people. She only focuses on her tasks and fails to understand that the feelings of her employees or peers are important. She will speak and say things harshly, screams for her cubicle if she needs anything from the person across the room, and give blunt comments to the person if a report given to her is not according to what she wants. For the first paragraph, it means it tells us that Rosita is a boss who is focused on completing her task only. Yet her employees' tasks she never cared about. She does a review from time to time, and when her employers make mistake, she get angry, screams, and so on. He also often use rude words that make people around him feel uncomfortable. Then for the second paragraph, one of her subordinates, who is known as the veteran in the department, feel uncomfortable with Rosita's attitude and managing style. Ahmad is a rank and file staff who is basically knows all the work and processes, as well as the shortcuts in completing his tasks. However, he feels that his knowledge is not something which needs to be shared, as the other employees in the department are all university graduates. For the second paragraph, it means it tells us a veteran in the organisation, that is Ahmad. Ahmad also does not like Rosita's behavior, but at the same time, Ahmad also does not like to share the knowledge he has with others because he received a university graduate and think they are this smart in every situation. And the last paragraph is Athirah, who is the CEO of the organisation, noticed the uncomfortable and tense situation in the Human Resources Department. She calls Rosita to her office and speaks to Rosita regarding the situation. She advised Rosita to change the ensure that the staff of the department will remain loyal to the organisation. And then we go to the next slide. For the next slide, I will share about my case study questions related to Rosita's problem. I have obtained 2 questions related to Rosita's problem, which is, for the first one is why it is necessary for Athirah to talk to Rosita about her behavior. And then for the second question is, identify 3 possible ways how Athirah can give feedback to Rosita. The answer for questions number 1 is Athirah needs to inform Rosita that she needs to change her behavior, which is a blunt and straightforward person as a manager in the human resources, and in turn spoil the work environment. Rosita needs to change her behavior to ensure that the employees of the department will remain loyal to the organization department. She should have a consideration of her employees and care about their feelings. She must play her role and must be responsible for the sake of her employees and cannot only focus on her task only. An employee expect a boss can appreciate their hard work and motivate them from time to time. The interpersonal relationships has a direct effect on the organization's culture. Misunderstanding and confusions leads to negativity at the workspace. Next, answer for questions number 2. Feedback means about listening actively, taking the time to analyze, and then taking of the best possible solution to perform better. It provides positive criticisms and allows to see what everyone can change to improve their focus and results. It brings people together and creates a healthy communication flow. 3 personal way how Athirah can give feedback to Rosita is to balance feedback with praise. After informing about the situation that needs to be corrected, which is Rosita's behavior, Athirah can be professional by sincerely informing Rosita about all his hard work during his time in these organizations. And then for the second, provide specific suggestions. Since Rosita always give blunt comments to her staff if they do some mistake, I think Athirah must advise Rosita to change her attitude in commenting at the works that have done by providing detailed suggestion. As example, if the report made by his staff is not according to what she expect, Rosita should not scold or use any negative words, screams or anything that will lead to the bad performance of the employees. Instead, she should give suggestions to improve their report and perhaps encourage his employees to do better. Then the third one is allow for a two-way conversation. Two-way conversation is the complete communication process. Rosita is also a worker. It wise for Athirah, since she is the leader of the organization, to allow Rosita to explain and share her side of the story. I guess that maybe Rosita is facing a personal problem that makes her behave in such way. Hence, Athirah will be more understanding and may be able to help Rosita, and also can support or give motivation to encourage her to change her behavior. That's all for me. Thanks, madam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin Norizzati binti Pauzi. My matric number is I191035539. Okay, I will continue this presentation, and my part is discussion issues related topic. Okay, next. The first slide is about stage of an interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationships are not intact or static. They are the product of continuous communication, and thus they can strengthen and weaken depending on the quantity and quality of interaction. Communication scholar Knapp's model of rational stage identify 10 stages that interpersonal relationships, whether they are romantic, familiar, or professional, go through. But at this stage, I only share 5 stages only, which are not necessarily discrete, and most people skip and repeat levels or stage. Okay, 5 stage I will share. First, initiating or get started. Okay. All interpersonal relationships begin with some form of initial contact where people meet. Although in familiar relationship, in initial contact occurs at birth and thus is not remembered. In this stage, self-disclosure is at minimum and people exchange basic information about themselves. For example, a new student on his first day at school begins in get started stage when he sit next to someone at lunch and introduce himself. Okay. Second is experimenting. During this stage, people start to disclose more about themselves and ask questions to get to know the other person. Third is intensifying. In this stage, there is a desire to spend more time together and learn more about others. Self-exposure increase and people begin to feel more attached to each other. For example, a new student from the example above began to spend more time with a particular student and learn more about his or her feelings, beliefs and personalities. Okay. 4 is integrating. In this stage, people integrate social support networks and life becomes intertwined. When integrating with others, people with something adjust behavior and belief, changing parts of themselves. Also, people will develop unique ritual for relationship. For example, two friends with develop a code word system, or a romantic couple with start holding a date night every Friday. Okay, 5 is bonding. At this stage, people begin to feel very committed to each other and begin to identify as rather than as separate individuals. Often, this commitment will be made in general form as a recommendation or social media status update. While romantic couple bonding is more pronounced, other types of relationship and also enveloped in this behavior. For example, many organizations such as fraternities and professional organizations and unions or formal bonding communities. Okay, next. Okay, next slide is I would like to discuss about two questions. First is what are the importance of interpersonal relationships, and second is how do you maintain good interpersonal relationships. Okay. Question 1 is what are the importance of interpersonal relationships? Okay, interpersonal relationships are important of survival as well as cognitive and social development because the attachment formed within them provides security and present the opportunity for learning and socialization. Moreover, interpersonal relationships are important of developing a healthy sense of self because self-concept is a product of how one evaluates others' responses to him or her. Having strong interpersonal relationships characterized by positive interactions is vital to having a strong sense of self. Okay, question 2 is how do you maintain good interpersonal relationships. Okay, in order to maintain healthy interpersonal relationships, people have to communicate openly about the dialectical tensions that arise. These tensions include first, connection versus autonomy, 2, predictability versus newness, and third is openness versus privacy. To balance these tensions, people can use meta-communication to create rules that allow people to maintain boundaries while staying connected. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you, and next presenter will explain about sampling. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For madam and all students. First, my name is Muhammad Amiruddin Bin Khalid. My metric number is I 19103833. Okay, I will continue for my part is conclusion. Okay. For conclusion, in general, interpersonal relationship is referred as communication and affiliation due to misunderstanding and misconception between two or more people that lead to relationship turn better or so. Okay, by the research that was being complete, we can conclude the interpersonal relationship so important for survival as well as cognitive and social development. It's because the achievement format with them provide security and present the opportunity for learning and socialization. Okay. Healthy interpersonal relationship can be obtained by maintaining an open communication between two or more people about tension and using meta communication to maintain bonding between people while stay communicate. That's all for me. Thank you.